Hey everybody, it's Double D. Welcome to Tournage du Bois for my second live broadcast. I am joined by my good buddy, right over here, Mr. Steve Banana Man Twidell from Temple Boy Turning. So thank you, Steve, for earworming for me today. I appreciate it from always sunny Ireland. Real quick, I want to give a shout out. Got a couple of stickers in the mail. So first, in the chat, I know is Rob from Copper Isle Wood Turning. He has a YouTube channel. If you don't subscribe to him, definitely check him out, support him, and give him some love. He does some great work. The other one is on Instagram only currently. Ben over at We Resilient on Instagram. And Steve, you can put their links in the chats if you want to. But definitely support some good makers as we get started building the community up. So real quickly today, we're starting off with a chunk of Red Cedar. So I'm going to move Steve to the background here real quick. We're going to start off with this chunk of Red Cedar. It is about 8 3/4 inches in diameter, and then it is 4.5 inches deep from top to bottom. Of course, we'll lose some of that, so we lose the pith and some of this cracking and things, but I will get started turning this with my face shield on for safety purposes, of course, and Steve, you can start going through the chat and say who's here.
Okay, cool. I'm going to try and get these links if I can. I think my end of this stuff is dodgy.
No worries, we can still hear you fine. Just might be a little delay. We're all good.
Okay, cool. So we have
And it looks like I just lost Steve from earworming, so bear with us while he tries to get jumped back in. So I will try and look at the chat as we go. I think I said hi to pretty much everybody that was on earlier, so I apologize if I've missed anybody, but definitely don't want to lose a finger as I'm doing my turning here. Hopefully the sound is all okay. Hey, Steve, you're back. I can't hear you, Steve, if you're talking. Hey, Steve, you're back. Can you hear me, Steve? Okay, I can't hear anything if you're talking, Steve. Just an FYI. I don't know if you're muted or.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go. I heard you for a minute anyway. Oh, lost him again. Sorry, everybody. So just keep working it around. I'll keep watching to see when Steve joins in. But I certainly am happy everybody's joined. Thanks for joining, everybody. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Steve's connection. It was a bit jumpy earlier when we were first getting started, so he jumped offline and then was trying to get back in. So it could just be a connection issue since he's working from the maker's van today. Thanks everybody for joining. Douglas, Doug, Chris, Yappy, Darren, Bill, Leona, Richard, Joseph. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Sorry if I missed anybody as I'm trying to do some turning. I don't want to look at the chat too much. I know Rob CP's on there too. So hello. Seth with Brick House. Hi, Seth. Hodge. Thanks for giving me your live time today. Yeah, Darren, I like turning Red Cedar too. It smells absolutely marvelous. It is a bit dusty, but that's quite all right. Sorry if the picture's freezing a little bit. I don't know what's going on with, if it's just a connection issue. I know there's some cracking, but we're going to get through a good chunk of that. So I'm not too worried about the cracking. Hey, Blair. Sorry I missed you earlier. Thanks for joining. And for those of you who are wondering why it's jumping so much, of course, since I'm turning the outside half of a log, it's going to hit some air here, which means it's going to be moving in and out. So you're going to hear that clicking a lot as it goes through. Right now I was running it just about 400 RPM. I can jump it up to about 480 now, and it's starting to wobble just a little bit. Hi, Amy. Thanks for joining. Radar. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Just doing a little camera adjusting, so I apologize, but hi, Tommy. Thanks for coming by. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome. Amy, the plans for this piece, I'm just going to kind of make a bowl, just kind of messing around. Like, this is my second live, of course, so just seeing what I can get done in an hour, as I'm still, of course, learning a lot of this and going from there. So that's kind of the plan. Right now I have it on a worm screw, so I'm keeping it on the tailstock as long as I possibly can, just to make sure that it's that much more stable until I can get a mortise put in it and get it flipped around. This light's kind of washing this out. Let me flip that off and see if it gets a little better lighting. Luckily, my lathe is sitting right here by a window, so I get some decent light coming in that way so I can still see. Hodge, that big toaster oven, that is going to be part of my stabilization. So I'm going to be baking a whole bunch of wood to be able to stabilize. But it is a big toaster oven. They said that it's supposed to be able to hold 2 large pizzas. Now, what their definition of large is might be a whole different discussion, but We'll see what I can do with it. Darren, I do have a vacuum chamber. I actually have not gotten to use it yet just because I'm still getting moved out of, I'm most of the way moved out, but I hadn't set it up to use yet since I was in my garage. Now that I'm in the shop, I can start using that and be able to go from there. No, Amy, no cheese toasties. I'm going to go ahead and try and remove the tailstock so I can get in here and hopefully put in a mortise. The one thing I'm going to continue doing is keeping pressure towards the headstock, just to, that way it'll keep that pressure on the worm screw. Hopefully minimize any chance of it flying off. I've not always had the best of luck with worm screws, so trying to do that. So I've got my rough center figured out as to where that is. So I have these handy little templates to use for my mortise jaws and tenon jaws. So kind of ballpark this, and that'll get us a decent setup for our mortise where we need to be. Get my parting tool. I'm going to get this set where I want it, right on that line. Then I can clear that out, and that'll give me a nice mortise for those chuck jaws. And then when I'm done with that, when I'm done with everything, then I can put my brand on it, of course. Hope everybody's doing okay, having a good idea, having good plans for the weekend. So we've got our mortise put in, so now it's just a matter of cleaning up the outside of the bowl, finishing our shape, and then we will get this sanded and flipped around. So I'm going to bump the speed up because now it's a lot more in balance, so we're I got it up to almost 600 now, so. No, no worries, Steve. You're all good. I know that internet's finicky, so you're all good, my friend. I appreciate the attempt for sure. I'm going to need to go in a little bit further because of that. So let's get that shaped some more. Hi, Todd. Bye, Todd. Thanks for stopping by. And by the way, Leona, I know that you were talking about um, Steve's participating in things. I personally think he had internet issues just because he knew I was going to make a bowl. So I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to switch back to the overhead view. We have a little bit of tear out on the end. This is still relatively wet. But we have a little bit of tear out, so I'm going to put a little bit of CA glue on this and for those cracks, and then I'm going to start sanding. So I've got some Starbond. There is a link down below if anybody needs any. There's some, you can use the code DD10 and get a 10% off discount on your Starbond. What the Starbond will do, of course, is just help glue that wood together, keep it sturdy, and make it so it doesn't come potentially flying apart. I like this little inclusion I was able to keep, so I'll stabilize that a little bit with some CA glue. We'll see how much I can keep from that from the inside. So because this has as much tear out as we have, hey Doug, thanks for stopping by. Because of the little bit of tear out that we have on the end grain there, which happens with cedar because of course it's a softer wood, I'm going to start this with 80 grit sandpaper, and we will go from there. Hey Brad, thanks for stopping by. I know you had some company in town and stuff, so I appreciate it. I don't know about that being an organization, anybody on that sandpaper, but it just helps me keep it from working out of a big pile. And Doug, I promise you I do not have OCD. As anybody who's ever watched any of my videos when I was in the garage knows, that was always a mad rush just to get the garage cleaned back up so that I'd be able to get the cars back in with this Kansas weather. Yeah, Hodge, thanks. It's a 4x6 photo organizer. I got this at the Container Store, and I just thought it'd be an easy way to keep things somewhat together. Yeah, Doug, I think we all have OCD for certain things. So I know you're really particular with your finishes on your hybrid pieces and things like that, which are always great to see. Rob, I have not started my bandsaw box challenge piece yet, but I have an idea what I want to do. Now that I'm in the shop, I can do it a little bit easier for sure. Yeah, Hodge, there's only one way to put toilet paper on a toilet paper holder. So we're going up to 180 grit now on the sandpaper. I will say it's been great having my dust collection system with the sweep. It makes cleaning up the shop a breeze. Brad, the floor is actually working out really well. It doesn't scratch easily. We were extra careful with it, of course, when we were moving stuff in. But we're just it's holding up really well so far. Not that I really put it to the test, but you know. You are absolutely correct, Doug. I was going to mention that earlier, that if you look at that, the patent, it definitely shows that coming over the top. So I'm going to hit this at 240, and then I'm going to stop. I'll finish sanding later because I know there's more fun things to watch. Actually, what I'll do with this after the 240, I'm going to hit it with Brad's abrasive paste. I'm not going for a super clean look because, like I said, the main thing here was about figuring out what I could do in an hour's time, bull-wise. So we got our Brad's abrasive sanding paste that we're going to use. There is a link down below for his Etsy store in the event that anybody's looking to try it. Handmade in Texas by no other than Brad at Brad's Workbench and Brad's Wood Turning. And he would probably say handmade with love. I know there's been, he's started making that exactly just a year ago. So he had as a, to celebrate his being doing this for a year, he had a few channels give away a kit. So there was his channel over at Brad's Wood Turning, and then David Adamson at Adamson Woodcraft, Kim Tippin, myself, and Todd over at Duca Heritage were able to give away a set. So I know that David Adamson just posted his video yesterday announcing the challenge. So if you don't subscribe and you're interested in trying out some of it and you're in the continental US, definitely go check out his channel, his latest video, and you can enter in for a chance to win a kit of the sanding paste and the abrasive paste and the tongue wax. Yeah, Hodge, I think that the love is what gives it the consistency in the product. I think he hugs it and just keeps it safe. Yeah, that's true, Doug. If somebody wants to be a troll on people's work, it's always just fun to pin that and let other people respond to it. It's just not, as a maker, it's just not really worth your time to respond to that because you're putting your heart and soul into these projects and work for somebody to come in and tell you you're doing everything wrong when they won't even try it. So. All right, so that color is really coming out now. So now that I have that worked in, I'm going to flip to a cleaner part, and just make sure all the paste is off of it. It should come back pretty clean, and then I'll get it flipped around. Hopefully. Doug, did you really just start 3 years ago? Because I mean, I just passed my 1 year point last month. No, end of April. So I'm just a little over that. But I would swear you've been turning longer than 3 years. Well, that's awesome, man. Someday I'll be half as cool as you. Well, maybe a quarter. All right, so we're going to work at getting this leveled off, get a rim established, and then start hollowing out and just see how far we can go in the next 20 minutes. So might help if I loosen that up so it can turn again. So I'm going to put the speed back up and go from there. I better put my face shield back on just in case. Bye, Yappy. Thanks for coming by. Hey, Zed. Welcome. Rob, that's some good good advice. I'll have to try that. I don't use the worm screw very often. I typically use a faceplate. But I thought a worm screw might be a little bit faster today, being on a live. I'm going to sharpen up real quick. Then I'm going to adjust this because I did see it jump just a little bit. Hi, Dutch. Thanks for coming by. Dutch, I am making just a basic bowl out of red cedar. Um, this being my second live, I'm just kind of seeing what I can get done in the time frame of an hour. So probably won't finish this today. So it's mainly messing around. Hodgepodge Woodworking normally has this time slot for lives, but he had something come up, and so I said that I would do a live during this time. So he's been able to be in the chat, but there was a possibility of stuff going on that he needed to be available for during this time. So he wasn't able to commit to having his live like he normally does. Bye, Mark. Thanks for coming by. I don't know about casting these in resin, Bill. That's a good idea, but I might. Amy, I actually am really enjoying doing the lives. So it's fun. I can't commit to doing one every single week right now, but eventually I want to be able to do more. But when the opportunity arises, I'll definitely be doing it. And yeah, Chris, he has been here for a while, so but we didn't want to risk the chance of him needing to hop off in the middle or anything. So it's just easier to do it this way. Yes, Joseph, it will look like a nice chamber pot. So, I figure I'll hang on to it for when I get older, just in case I need it. So I don't have to run so far. Rob, it does. I don't know that it feels different. It's nice having my own dedicated space, not having to get cars out and move tools around so I can do projects and stuff. Hey, Hugh, welcome. Thanks for joining. I know that I was sending pictures of my piece of what I was working on to Hugh yesterday because I know that Hugh loves red cedar. So I had to send it to him to try and see if he could join us. I'm glad he could. So thanks for coming by, Hugh. Yeah, Dutch, I know red cedar's hard to get over in Europe and the UK and stuff. I was lucky enough that my in-laws cut down 5 very large trees, so I am sitting on a large amount of red cedar at my disposal. Let's move that a little bit so I can get a little better angle, hopefully. And I'm going to bump the speed up a little now that I've got a little more weight hogged off it. So hi, Scott. Thanks for coming by. Sorry if there's anybody else in the chat that I've missed, as I'm watching what I'm working on as opposed to watching the chat mostly. We had some minor technical issues today with the earworm, so I'm flying solo. But all of you amazing people are with me, so I guess I shouldn't really say I'm flying solo. All right, I know I have plenty of meat left on the bottom and still in this corner, so I'm not worried about funneling, at least not in the next 10 minutes. Now I have a carbide pro hollower #1 that I could use to hollow this out, and I know it would just remove tons of material quickly, but I am working to get myself better with traditional tools. I'm going to adjust my tool rest a little bit so I can get a little bit closer. Yeah, Dutch, it's always fun when you're working on something that's just a little bit bigger than what you're equipped for. All right, so I'm going to get up my bowl scraper and just see if I can clean this up just a little bit. These are the Yellow Hammer turning tool bowl scraper set that I got off of Amazon. Brad over at Brad's Workbench actually was giving a set away along with his tongue wax kit. But these actually were a really decent price and seem to be really good, well built, and definitely helpful with cleaning up tool marks and smoothing things out. Got a little bit of tool marks right here along the rim, so we'll try and get those cleared up. It's a lot better there. All right, I'm not going to bore you all with the sanding of this. So we're just at an hour, so I think we'll call that good. Just like I said, a jump on, mess around session just to see what I could get done in an hour. So I'm pretty happy with the progress I made there. Hope you all have enjoyed it and all that other good stuff. Let me get the lights turned back on here. Shop is nice and bright with my bajillion and a half lumens. So thanks everybody for coming along. I certainly do appreciate all of your support as the channel continues to grow. And I'll try and get this finished up and get some pictures out on Instagram and on the Facebook page. And then of course, I have a premiere tomorrow, my YouTube cross-channel challenge for the month of May, the Mimic Project. So that'll be premiering tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. So I hope you all can join. And I appreciate each and every one of you and your continued support. So with that being said, we'll talk to you later and have a great rest of your weekend. Bye, everybody.